Hey, my name is Jonathan Colby, and it is October 26, 2022, and I am wanting to make a very clear public proclamation, if you want to call it, or declaration against pretty much all of the so-called spiritual Christian community in praying in tongues the way they currently do. Matthew 6, verse 7 says all about what prayer is supposed to be and not be, and it specifically mentions two things: repetitions and word length / you could call it also a longer duration of time. And those two components are not exempted in praying in tongues, and as far as I can tell, I've found no verses that exempt praying in tongues from repetition or excessive word length / longer duration of time. And when you watch people pray in tongues, they violate both of those things. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I am an asshole. I'm an asshole that I love. Jesus loves me too. But the problem is I don't see it, and everybody's doing it, and they think they're doing it right. And often people groom, and I'm not saying this happens in every case, but often people groom newcomers to do it in a certain way. That's garbage. The way I am operating my theology right now, I would say that praying in tongues should have no more repetition than praying in your native tongue, and praying in tongues should be approximate word count and duration of time as praying in your native tongues. I do not see any reason why praying in tongues includes repetitions and excessive word count / duration of time, because according to Matthew 6:7. I think many people have drank the Kool-Aid. Patricia King, my old pastor, Art Evans, a lot of people, too many to name. A lot of people pray in tongues. Shindala, shandala, indala, andala, blah, blah. They do their thing. And they think that's praying in tongues. And I can pray in tongues, but my praying in tongues has never been repetitive like that. Just never has been. And I can also say I faked praying in tongues for many, many years. It's embarrassing to be called out on something you can't do or you know nothing of or whatever. So you do what most people do. Not everybody does it, but I'm really surprised at all the stories I hear from people who don't know what they're doing and they start saying German or Hebrew or something that's different than what everybody's expecting them to say, and they do these things. And I can guarantee you, point is, it's not just me. If anybody can fake something, they're invalidating it, they're spoiling it, they're ruining it. Not to say that praying in tongues doesn't provide you deep richness when it's your spirit communing with God. I think that actually happens. And I do think there's creative flow. And I also think that creative flow can include creative language play, saying gibberish. If the Bible's correct, that the mind is fruitless, but the spirit is profitable when you're communing with God in a holy language, that's pretty rad. Not the point of this conversation. The point of this conversation is Matthew 6:7 and the repetitive nature and the word count / duration of time. I've said what I got to say.